Check out the pictures that I sent you. Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And y'all see the thumbnail? Wow. Look what's on the shelves. Let me show y'all the picture. Look what I saw in this grocery store today. I was just minding my business and voila. But we're going to get into that and much more. But y'all know the drill. First, let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. Sorry for the delay. I had a little mishap with this computer, but I got it up and running just in the nick of time. Y'all see the thumbnail when I said, wow, look what I found on the shelves. Looky. I guess he didn't activate his rematch clause. And what does that mean? But y'all know what I do at the top of my hour. It's a water check. And here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate for the average person to drink at least 100 ounces of water per day. Get your drink on. However you got to do it to trick your mind to getting that water in. I'm telling you, all my little tricks of the trade be working. And I think I be going overtime. And I see a difference. I feel a difference. It's going to help dilute some shit. To them young folks who don't have, old folks problems, you probably don't care about it, but to us older folks, we know better. It get to a point where you can eat some or drink some and your body be feeling yucky. So drink your water. And we know that a lot of people are not big water drinkers. So we say at least twice a day you should drink your water. Try to build from that. That's all you can do. Just try to build from that. If you're not successful this day, there's always another time you can get back on it the same day. Or after all, tomorrow is another day. In my Vivian Lee voice. So you can always just get back on the horse. Every day that it's time to drink water, I don't always meet my benchmark, but I certainly give it a good old Navy try. So I'm going to tell you the 2 times. First thing in the morning, before your toes hit the ground, before you get off in your routine, drink you like 8 ounces of water. Think of your body as an engine, and the water is the lube. And it's going to help things move timely and efficient manner. It's a lot of work you're doing while you up and walking around and this, that, and the other. You know what all of us do first thing in the morning. Everybody the same on that tip. So drink your water. That's going to help flush everything out. The second time is at night before you go to bed. When you get out the shower and you're throwing on your jammy jams, Go on and drink you some water. Get the body flushing out. The whole point is to flush the body out, help things move along in a timely, efficient manner. Your body does a lot of work in a deep sleep because they know when you get out after you take your shower, you don't go to sleep right away. You look at a TV program or two, read something, or then you go to sleep. Or you do finish off some little work, before you call it a night, tuck the kids in. But it is around that time that you should drink your water, 8 ounces again. And because you got a lot of reads going on, rebooting, recharging, revamping, redirecting, recreating, rehealing, just a bunch of reads. It's your body doing a whole lot of work. So much so that the average person is burning between 900 and 1,000 calories at night. That's more than you get in a workout. A lot of people think because they be sweating so hard that they be doing the damn thing in the gym, when really you only burning 150 calories or 300 calories. And I don't mean to diminish that process or that gain, because I don't care if it's 2 calories or 5 calories, a gain is a gain. But you want to drink that water to help things move along, get it prepared in the morning for the big flush out, because you can't hold on to none of this stuff. And and just stay healthy all over. So water is a life sustainer. Sunlight is a life sustainer. You need these things in your life to get along. Actually, salt, which you will get by way of sunlight through the vitamin D to the calcium, so forth and so on. So get your water on. Nobody, and absolutely nobody in 2023 going forward should have a problem with dehydration. Y'all hear how the people be talking? You see, like with the Spence fight, they was like, oh, the dude was dehydrated. Come on. I've been talking about water check for years. Spence know better. We not taking that excuse. But honestly, y'all, don't be dehydrated, because dehydration leaves lingering, long-lasting effects that are not good. So drink your water. Now that I'm off that soapbox, let me get into some light housekeeping. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you already have, don't you touch that dial. Absolutely don't touch that dial. We already got you locked in. You good. What y'all young folks say? You Gucci over here. Hit the like and share button though. And give me a comment, a statement, a question. I get back with you. I chop it up with you on the replay, when you watching me on the replay. Also, you can reach me at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. You can hit me up with a statement, question, or whatever. I'll get back with you on there too. I also have trouble with YouTube. I notice a lot of people be complaining YouTube be messing up. For some reason, YouTube do not want to count my viewership, and so they don't give me that as a credit. That needle hasn't moved in almost a year and a half. I've written them. They don't do anything, so I can't get my requirements accomplished because they're not counting no more. So I don't know what's going on, but I do have a Cash App, and that's Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's my Cash App. Don't be afraid to use it. All proceeds go back into the channel, or anything to help the visualization of it all works best. So Boxing Fans Talk TV. Uh, Hit me up. Don't be afraid to use it. And I do come on Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I got something to talk about, it ain't shit to do. If it ain't nothing to do and ain't nothing to talk about, I'm not gonna blow smoke up y'all ass. But I'm here because we got something to talk about today. So looky. Let me direct y'all eyes to the screen. And y'all see that? I was just minding my business, walking on through the store, and I needed some milk because I'm gonna make some nan pudding. You heard me. I'm about to make me some nan pudding. So I needed some milk. So I went on and got Texas Best vitamin D. And on the side of the carton, look, look who missing. Errol Spence Jr. 5'9" with the 72-inch reach. He weighs between 147 or 100 up to 180 pounds or anything in between. He has 28 wins, 1 loss, and 1 knockout. And yes, it was a one-sided ass whooping. So he's missing. He's missing, y'all. We've been waiting and waiting. How Beyonce say? I've been waiting. I've been waiting. Hey, Jonathan. Good looking out. Thank you for the cash out. $5 cash out. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But looky, Jonathan. I don't got my little cash out cutting the jig song yet. I gotta find one that ain't gonna get me written up or whatever. But let me go on with this country story I'm about to tell y'all. So I got up this morning. I said, what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight? I'm gonna eat some leg quarters. I'm gonna give me some leg quarters, and I'm gonna barbecue them things. I'm gonna go ahead and barbecue them things, and I'm gonna get me some string beans. Yeah. I love string beans, but I don't know how to make it like I love it. But hey, this is a good day to practice. And I'm gonna get me some taters, some mashed taters. Have me a good old country soul food up in here. The only thing that would set that thing off real good would be some Kool-Aid or some sweet tea. But y'all know I'm on my water check. I'm checking my water. I've been drinking. Anyway, so I said I gotta have a dessert today, because I ain't had a dessert with dinner in a long time. So I'm gonna make me some nan pudding. That's right, some nan pudding. So I went over into the dairy aisle and grabbed me a carton of milk. And look at my surprise. Look who missing on the carton. All that to say, y'all, I did not hear or see anything credible that lets me know that Errol Spence activated his rematch clause. Let me say hi to some of the folks that have come on in. Y'all was waiting on this thing. I could tell. Y'all was waiting. So was I. That was me sitting back in the cut like, ooh. Now I'm going to count down the days. Oh, let me count down the days. Joe said it true. Welcome to the building, King. What's popping with you? He said, so it's been 30 days, right? The only way the rematch can happen now is if Bud decides to take it, which he's no longer obligated to do. Exactamundo. Then you got Boxing God 7. What's popping, King? He said, how is your day going, Queen Miss T? Got some beautiful flowers and tulips. 504 in the chat at work, but I'm getting my listening on. True that. Thank you, and welcome. Joe said, oh, he said, what up? Then he said, you think he froze Bud for the full 30 days on purpose? Was nothing Bud could do though, Joe. It wouldn't have been nothing he could do, because you heard what Bud said, who he want, and that's already set in stone for September 30th. WJ Luckett is in the building. What's popping, King? Says, salute to the queen. I'm here for it. Yes, indeed. And I did not get paid. So I'm going to keep you updated. Every time you come in, I'm like, he didn't pay me yet. We gotta put that pressure on. We gotta put that pressure on, y'all, because you can't be half stepping out here like that. Joe said, "Hey Queen, how long does it take to ship my shirt?" JW. Um, it depends. Honest to God, it depends. It depends on their workload. They are real busy right now because I check on when you guys order too, and I noticed that they busy, but no more than I always say no more than 10 days because they're making it special for you. It's not even made until you order it. So, they're making it special for you. So I would allow them a little time to make sure that they get it right. But they will get it to you, no problem. I can check the order. I see where they at in queue. Like a couple people just ordered some, and I see that it's sitting there says in progress. But they also email you guys and let you know where they at in queue. So, speaking of which, I'm glad you said that. You said no rush. General Big Fish is in the building with Bobby King. Uh, and he said, we just seen Spence. Where y'all seen him at? But let me play my little commercial. Let me see, where is it at? Let me play my commercial. Hey, so y'all saw that commercial. There's some lovely t-shirts in there. Christmas is coming up. Y'all need to get it for your teenage kids. Get them for yourselves. Get them for your spouse. Get them from your significant other. Good price. And it commemorates the moment. WJ said, what up, General Big Fish? I saw what you said, keep your foot on the neck, yeah. And GK Black is in the building. He said, salute Queen. Great content. Yeah, I will play that commercial off and on. You guys are welcome, like I said, to use Cash App. Hit up Ask Me. I meant to put that up, the banner. Ask Me 51.com. Get your I Get Active t-shirts. I got gadgets, and this is my gadget and gadget store. I got all kinds of goodies in there for you dog lovers, for you people who like gadgets like me. I got a handheld printer up in that joint that connect with your phone. So for all you people in college, or you got to take notes real quick or something, you could like take a picture or something, hit print, and it'll go to the little printer that you can hold in your hand. The paper that dispenses out of it has adhesive on it, so you can stick it in a notebook. Man, there's all kinds of goodies over there. So I would say head on over there and shop till you drop. But y'all see this milk carton, Big Fish. You see this Texas milk that I got on the screen? Your boy missing. Now, I personally not, fanning out over Bud, like, oh, I don't want him to fight Bud, or I'm scared for him to fight Bud. I could care less if Bud and him have another fight. I don't, they be saying like they don't think it will sell. I don't know. Anything Bud do, I'll probably buy. And I always look at Errol Spence fights. So if they want to rematch at 154, I'm sure I'll watch it. But I'm just saying, I do feel that it's not necessary. One, because Bud beat him on skills. And unless Errol Spence can develop some skills in the next 3 months that is going to catch up to Bud, he's not going to win. I don't feel he'll win. I don't think it's necessary. The reason why it's hard or seem hard with this fight for him to take a loss, he's still relevant. Errol Spence is still relevant. He's still that great fighter. He still can have some great fights out there. But the reason why is because of the 5 years. That's what I was talking about, General. The 5 years of constant badgering has made it almost impossible for him to be like other fighters who may take an L and keep on going. And that will happen to Crawford too. If Crawford takes an L, it would be next to impossible for him to keep going because of all the controversy that surrounds them both. But as of to date, now I heard a couple of people out there say, some YouTube content creators say, little do y'all know, behind the scenes or whatever, the rematch is activated. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it until I hear it from the horse's mouth. Ain't nothing wrong with Errol Spence's mouth. He can say it out his mouth. He can slur it out his mouth if he want to, since they want to act like his speech ain't the same. General Big Fish said Bud versus Canelo. Yeah, that's a big fight too. But Canelo gets to sit in the driver's seat on that and orchestrate who he want to fight and all that by virtue of the things that he accomplished, and they in different weight classes. Canelo, and they in different financial brackets. So Canelo don't have to. It don't make him none to fight Bud. All he could be putting himself in a predicament where he could take an L. That's all. So he might not want to do it. General Big Fish said, "I don't see nothing." What you mean you don't see nothing? You don't see this milk carton? Y'all didn't see. I know y'all saw the commercial I just played. General said, "What up, WJ?" He said, "You the only one that will buy that fight." I mean, listen, I was always a person that bought fights. When PBC try to play people, I won't try to hear it. Then you got people like some of my friends be like, PBC doing that damn thing. They the best. They leading the pack. It's a day late and $1 short. I keep telling people the decision that came down how Showtime is going to be dealt with was decided last year. And it was decided based on last year's numbers and the numbers before last year. It's not decided on what's going on today. If PBC wanted to put this type of display in dog and pony show on last year when they was really being judged, then they could have, but they didn't. Their way of doing business was kind of messed up. But yeah, y'all see the milk carton. Thank God I wanted some nan pudding, or I wouldn't even knew that wasn't, working. I added 2 new t-shirts, by the way, to the collection. Look at that. And my shirts come in all different colors, too. Look at that. Let me put this down. This comment. Let me get this out your way. This is my era. Come in black, blue, white, all kinds of colors. Right? Let me see. And this the other one. Ain't that a pretty picture, General Big Fish? These are some t-shirts I added to the Bud collection. General said, Errol's still the king of YouTube boxing. You're right, still relevant. I don't know about king. He was a king that got dethroned. No, Big Fish, don't give me the thumbs down. You know that's a nice t-shirt. Joe said, y'all see Oscar today said he picking Bud versus Canelo. Oh, I ain't hear that. But it's like Oscar today, he's saying it. What he gonna say tomorrow? That's what I be saying about Oscar. But now, let me tell y'all why I feel that Earl didn't activate the mandatory rematch. Is because somebody stuck a mic in Bo Mac face and was asking him all kinds of questions. I don't know, I can't remember who it was, but they basically was asking him, like about Bud and the rematch, and he proclaimed that, hey, I'm working with this particular boxer right here. Don't even remember the name of the boxer he was talking about. The guy's not no big time boxer or whatever. But he said, I'm working with him for his next fight. And I'm gonna paraphrase. Basically, Bo Mac said something to the effect of, yo, I ain't getting no word that we gotta go to camp or get ready for this rematch with Earl. So right now it's business as usual. I'm just gonna go ahead and train. These other fighters are going about my daily routine. Whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? And he said basically he's saying nothing has come across his desk that tells him they need to get ready for a Bud fight with Errol Spence. Well, 30 days from the 29th of July was yesterday. And even if you want to say, well, it's really the 30th because they was fighting that night of, and it bled into the 30th. Well, 30th is today. And as of today, none of us are aware of Errol Spence activating his rematch clause. Now, you got some people out here that saying he did, and they were saying it as early as a week or two out from that fight. And that shit has yet to materialize. It is not a secret. I think Errol Spence is smart if he sit his ass out for his health purposes. But when I say that, because I'm a notorious Bud fan, it's sometimes it can't be taken seriously, or maybe some people take it with a grain of salt. But I don't want to see EJ hurt. WJ said, Oscar said Bud is literally the Bruce Lee of boxing. I concur. You saw them short jabs, WJ. He was running up Errol Spence way, knocking him out of shit. That second knockdown was like a hook. I call it like a hook jab because it was coming. It was like he was bending down, meeting him like a jab, but it kind of went up like a hook, and it hit him first. Now I give Errol Spence this: when he threw his punch, and this is why he can be dangerous with anybody. His punch was completed. Bud hit you so hard he knocked you out. He knocked you down. But Errol Spence punch was completed. Most people, when they get hit like that, their arms go limp, or they don't never complete the damn punch. But not Errol. That shit, boom. But every time Errol hit him flush, didn't even phase Bud. Big Fish said, I'll be a Canelo fan if he can't, if he can beat Charlo and Bud for me. Oh, hell. General, you can't dislike Bud that much. Come on, General. Like, it's over. Your boy wasn't what he was. Maybe Bud should have walked out to I am everything I say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Yeah. He tried to told you. Y'all won't listen. He said Oscar the Grouch. He said WJ, that's expected. Yeah, Bud tried to tell. We tried to tell y'all. We tried to tell you. But here's another reason why I don't believe that Earl activated his rematch clause. Because PBC, which would gladly put that out, Spence, where he at? I told you he was on the. I was walking through the grocery store today, and he showed up on the milk cartons. Derek James ain't had nothing to say. Even Floyd ain't said shit. Floyd is notorious. I am PBC, and PBC is me. He ain't said shit. He ain't said shit. But a fight with Charlo or Canelo for Bud is good. I'm thinking those are only next two fights. I think Bud want to do something else. I didn't know that those boats were his. He that into fishing. He got two boats. This man does what he does. He said, I does it all. What you say, Bud? I got to make a shirt on that. I does it all. WJ said, at General Big Fish, Oscar isn't the only one to call Bud that. It's because of his fans, not Bud. I'm indifferent with Bud. I can't stand his fans, except UT. Oh, I feel privileged. We all good. We all good, General. We all good. Yeah, his fans was feeling that way about Big Fish fans because Earl was, y'all said he was the truth, but I didn't see it. I ain't talking about the skills, and I'm talking about him being the truth teller. I didn't see it. I think he lied or embellished, mislead, just like every other fighter. You know what I'm saying? With a fight, like I said, with fighters, when they have these attributes, they got to have that happy medium. They got to find that happy medium because life is a balancing act anyway. So they got to have that balance where they can lie a little, but not enough to be called a liar. You can cheat a little, but not enough to be called a cheater. So like when you throw your elbow, when you throw elbows in there, and it's the way they do it, all fighters do it. You be here all day trying to mitigate a elbow shot. So a lot of people like it come with the territory, but hitting you behind the head or hitting you on your backside don't come with the territory. And before anybody say it, Bud was not throwing no back of the head shots. He was throwing regular shots. Earl was ducking into some of them, but and Bud was missing them. So that's not a legitimate reason for nothing. But I noticed a lot of Spence fans try to do that. General said he underestimated Bud. He most certainly did. And he's still underestimating him, or his fans are, General, because if Bud beats you by skills, pure these skills, what you think gonna realistically happen in 3 months? Because Earl is still on that suspension, y'all. Y'all do know that. He's still on that suspension. There's nothing he can do about that to the end of September. So he'll be on that joint till the end of September until the Charlo fight. Until the Charlo fight with Canelo. And then after that, his suspension is lifted. So I would imagine Earl being Earl, he's not going to work out in that time frame. He probably don't even try to lose weight. If he was distracted, that's not an excuse. If the lights were too bright, Floyd used to say that. How you going to act when you get under them lights? If the light was too bright, it's not an excuse. In fact, the Spence clan assumed that was going to be Bud's problem. If y'all remember correctly. But you don't have Bud or Spence nor their teams coming out saying that rematch was done. And it's not a secret. So for those folks that saying it got done behind closed doors, it's done, you lying. I'm going to have to call a bullshit flag. I'm going to have to say you straight up fucking lying. Because it's not a secret. You don't have to hold that. Even if the paperwork ain't completely done, you don't have to hold that from the public. We've been waiting. And y'all know just as much on either side that everybody been waiting. I say, you know what? I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to sit back and watch. And I'm going to see. Because far be it for me to talk out the side of my neck or talk too soon about something that dude got time. I'm one of the people, I'm not going to be upset that he waited to the last minute. I would think he shouldn't, because I just believe in that period with anything. Why wait to the last minute? You lose the ability to recheck your work, recheck your paperwork, and get it more efficient. So why wait to the last minute? But some people like that. But I ain't gonna get mad and have a tissy fit and be like, Earl, why did you wait till the last day? That's on him. It was for him to do. None of us can really chime in and say anything. You know what I'm saying? General said he lost at the negotiating table. The person that's willing to walk away has the most power. Errol got beat when he conceded to Bud's demand. The coin flip started the inevitable. But General, some people, I could see you saying it, and I probably could, go back and forth with you and talk and be like, I know that's just something you thinking and all that, but I know you're not offering that up as an excuse. But your compadres, your Errol Spence fans that are, your peers, they literally offer that up as an excuse. I don't think that that's what you're doing. You just saying like, your feeling is a person that's willing to walk away has the most power. And your feeling is, like, it's kind of like I get the feeling like you talking like in superstition. Don't worry, I'm superstitious as a motherfucker. To this day, I won't step on the crack on the sidewalk. Step on the crack, break your mama back. I ain't breaking my mama back for nobody. I be like, man, I can't break no backs. If I'm walking, we ain't splitting the pole neither. You know what I'm saying? So I too, like you, read the aura, read the ambiance that's going on around me. And so like you, I could be like, everything like Bud been waiting for a long time. And it was never him ducking, but he got blamed for it. So I knew that fire burning in him right there could have took him to victory. Then he finally got it when he said, you don't know it yet, but I've been willing you in all along. Not willing, reeling you in all along. Remember when he told Earl that shit? It meant something different. It sounded different to me. It was the ambiance, When he said, I'm just compared, you and I compared to each other, I'm paraphrasing, I'm just better than you. He said that with conviction. Again, the ambiance. Earl Spence didn't have that aura about him. Like it's almost like he didn't even believe his own press clippings at that time. When Bud came into the weigh-in rapping and shit, I ain't never seen Bud like that. That dude was happier than a baby in the candy store. I was like, oh yeah. Then when he came out with Eminem, and then he came out in that outfit, I was like, oh yeah. The way he looked at the crowd. I mean, like I said, it was the audience. The aura around him, I knew it. It was his night. So I can rock with you, Big Fish, when you say you feel like by him conceding to the demands and the coin flip, once Bud that kind of decided who was winning. But Big Fish, I'll go one more for you. Frank Martin fight. It started there. You know that dude lost. Y'all know Frank Martin lost. And I'm not stretching when I say that they make a big deal of Frank Martin. I heard Frank Martin say out his mouth, I consider myself elite. Why? What have you done where you get that status? Because before Earl picked you up, Nobody knew who you was. True enough, he has a lot of fights. But surely you're not telling us, it's one thing to tell Texas folks this shit. But it's another thing to tell the whole country or the whole world that because you are affiliated with Errol Spence and Derek James and the PBC, you're elite now. Before we knew anything about you a couple of years ago, what was you then? What has happened in 2 years where we can say, oh, he's elite? He's always been a great fighter, a good fighter. But he riding the wave, and he just so happened to catch the last wave of this era when it comes to Errol Spence. Errol Spence squandered his era. He too had an era, but he squandered his. General Big Fish said, I'm saying he got beat in the ring and the business side. Bud won the mind game when Errol had to walk out first. Dead wrong. When Eminem came out. Yeah. Yeah. But I told y'all what this was about. In my opinion, a lot of people this year was on a money grab for many, many reasons. Personal reasons, career reasons. Everybody was on a money grab. Because they know at the end, but a lot of Spence fans don't want to hear that. I could say Bud was on the money grab too. Bud fans can hear that and be like, all right. If you look at the way they move, if you look at the way Keith Thurman tried to move, a lot of people trying to move ain't getting fights. People are getting shelled. It's all been a money grab. Errol Spence got more money July 29th than he has ever gotten in his whole career. He got more money doing it the Bud way than he ever got in his entire career. And you guys know I'm telling the truth because they both were guaranteed 8 figures. That's a minimum of 10 million. Errol Spence has never, to my knowledge, got a guarantee of over $2 million in this last 5 or 6 years. He really only been the creme de la creme since he took his IBF title from Kell Brook, which was what, about 5 years ago? So, in 5 years, he has never made over $2 million. But he got at least 10 or more fucking with Bud. Do it the Bud way. Do it. Do it the Bud way. Joe said it's true. Says Bud won this fight back in 2018 when he was talking to Spence. Remember, Spence said, on my life, you're not stopping me. Yeah, I remember that. You talking about in the back of that hall, in the hallway after the Maurice Hooker fight. Bud took his heart right there. I asked a lot of guys who won that battle. I don't know, and that's how I can to weed out the Earl sexuals, because only an Earl sexual would be like, I don't know. When y'all compete against each other, and y'all bravado and your pride and your ego be so high, y'all have those type of battles and y'all judge them. But an Earl sexual will tell you, no, it was just a regular conversation. And I was in my head, I'd be like, he's an Aerosexual. Yep. He's an Aerosexual because Bud took his heart. Bud embarrassed him on the spot. He sounded like he was nervous. Now, I told y'all too that Spence was in a predicament. He backed himself into this corner. But that's what happens when you read your press clippings and you don't take your mandos and you sign contracts with people that you have no intention of honoring. And then motherfuckers be on the warpath for you so they get in line to fight you to hit a mandatory up. That's what Boots Ennis was doing. I hear people saying, I'd love to see the Bud and Boots fight. Bud already told y'all. You know, I shouldn't have to be his echo chamber. But I gladly take the position. I certainly will. Bud has told everybody how he feel about these upcoming fights that he will engage in, who he will fight, who he won't fight. He's already told us. Boots, you're not on the list. And Boots fans can cry all they fucking want. I don't care. Bud has done everything I needed him to do. Do I want to see him get the Spence cheerleader in Charlo? Yeah. But even if that don't happen, I'm good. He got his redemption. Did y'all hear what Charlo said? I'm sure somebody, every time they stick a mic in his face, they ask him about Bud. And I'm sure Charlo, true to form, is tired of talking about the shit. But he said, I ain't none of them niggas. That's Earl. You talking about Earl. Like, throwing this boy under the bus. I ain't none of them niggas. I was like, damn. So, from my memory of what I've heard over the years, that Earl was the dominant person in the gym. That Earl could house everybody in the gym and this, that, and the other. So, watch out and say, that's that nigga. That's him. Boxing God 7 said, Bosley told y'all they turned down the fight with Bud. Is people stupid? With Bud, is people stupid? Yeah. And guess what? That happened too. I did a show on that. Well, we played it. And back then I was showing what I played. We played the interview. Now, Bosley on $1 Million Worth of Game tried to talk over Bud. A lot of people try. That's an old dirty tactic when you're talking loud and trying to talk over somebody so the person can't get out what they trying to say and everybody can hear them. Well, Bosley said you got to talk to Steven. Well, Steven, why do BLK got to talk to Steven? Was Steven gonna lend them one of the rings? He gonna lend them a camera? Why BLK got to talk to Steven? Why? Because Bosley and them wanted any fight that they do to be on Showtime, and that's fine. And they also have a loyalty to Steven, and that's fine too. That's what you feel or whatever. I don't have a heaven and hell to put you in. The best courtesy I could show you was not calling you a duck. But if somebody want to call him a duck, they have a legitimate argument to do so. Number one. Number two, you had two opportunities to make a fight with Bud, and you walked away from both. So, I don't know what to tell you. For all those people that's trying to push boots on Bud or whatever, I don't know what to tell you. But when Bud said, I ain't fighting Boots, it ain't worth it. He don't bring nothing to the table. Y'all think y'all can bully and badmouth Bud into changing his mind? He'll never do it. Because he already know. The same thing y'all already know, if you're thinking about it, same thing I know. Boots had 2 times to get it in with Bud, and he chose not to. I always say he rathered Errol. Boots fight similar to Bud. Boots saw the same thing that Bud saw. Anybody who's more of a pure boxer can see how they can deal with Errol Spence. They know how they can deal with him. The one thing he got is that he got some power. We're gonna say he got power, and he's relentless. And it's that relentless spirit, that heart, the stuff you can't buy, that he just got naturally. That's what makes it difficult for any opponents who try to test their theory. But if he didn't have any of those things, please. And now that he took a L, everything that they was projecting happened to them. One side ass whooping. Yeah, it was a one side ass whooping. So this is why, y'all. And I'm sure Errol Spence had to think about it. Because y'all can't fight the fight for him. As Floyd always said, you can't fight the fight for him. And Earl was the one in there, not y'all. And what Earl learned was he was too slow. His fundamentals ain't so fundamental. And Bud had an answer for everything that he did. Bud's skills is on a whole nother level. Errol Spence saw that. He had a front row seat to it. Unlike all of us. And no matter what any of us say, that man got to factor that shit in. So that's the whole thing. There is no rematch. As far as I know, let me say it again. Bud has not said it. Bomac said as far as he know, because he would have got the word, let's get the camp together. It's a lot of planning involved with all this shit. Bomac ain't get the word. He working with another fighter. He's not bothering Bud because Bud is vacationing. We all seen Bud do the press tour here lately. Like he running for president and stuff. Keep the good work up, Bud. But Bud hasn't come out and said it. Nobody in Team Crawford that's relevant, like his trainers, Red, what's the other guy named Saul and Bomac. Neither one of them has said, yo, we getting ready for camp. You can't come in at the last minute or next week and say humana. I forgot. And what had happened was you had your date. You had your daytime group and you dropped the ball. I can't explain it. None of us is in Errol Spence's head, so we can't explain it. All we know is it didn't happen. So I don't know what Bud gonna do. Is he gonna wait for the rest of the year? He fought in the middle of the year. So even if he had a fight in January, that's not too bad of a layoff. But Bud wants to stay active, but at the same time, he wants the big money fights. And I don't blame him. Get you like 2-3 good highfalutin paychecks in and take it back to the house. And don't be shocked if you see Errol Spence out there fighting low level competition. Because he got to get back on the horse. So good luck to Errol Spence. I think I also had heard on the street, I don't know, allegedly, that people was advising him not to take the fight like Al and Steven and others, which is good advice. I don't think they was telling him nothing wrong, but they was advising him. And as far as we know, Charlo and Canelo is set to go down September 30th. And we'd say Bud gonna take the winner, hopefully. So moving on, Devin Haney claims he might go back to 135 if the fight right, if that money right. Devin there all night. That's what he claiming. Let me drop the link. Hold up, hold tight. If that money right, Devin there all night. Here's the problem I got with it. We know that Bill and Shakur, they've been going back and forth. And Bill and Shakur and Devin and all them been going back and forth because Bill, and I ain't saying he can't, but Bill get up on here and he had favor. He probably paid Ola some shit too. I don't know, but he had favor when he was making his rounds from Aki to all the other boxing channels. And shout out to those boxing channels. But they was happy that they got him on there. Like I would say this, I like Aki. I love his content. He was one of the first people I watched it. And I will always watch him, and I like his content. But Aki, I have to say, my brother, and it may be true, I do feel that you have an affinity towards Bill. And I'm not talking in an inappropriate way. I'm talking in a guy way, friendly way, because y'all are all Muslim. But hey, it is what it is. You ain't never get up on there and just fabricate some shit. I don't put you in that category. You're a good YouTuber, but you do have a bias. I feel that's baked in with the Haney's because they're Muslim. So sometimes when I listen, I do have to take it with a grain of salt, or let it in one ear and out the other. But Devin claims he going, if the right fight present itself, he'll go back. Is it because they see light at the end of the tunnel? It's September now, and they only got a few months before we out of the boxing season? Because you don't have to wait to the end of December before we out of boxing season. All you got to do is wait to the second week of fucking December, and we are out of the boxing season for the rest of the year. So you got September. September is here. So you got September, October, November, 4 months. Not even 3 months and a half. So that's how much time you got. And you probably can make it, because who gonna make a fight with you in that short amount of time? Nobody. And now they come up with this statement, and I'm gonna tell you how weird it is. Because what we just heard about Shakur Stevens, then we just hear that pretty much the cat was let out the bag a little, that Shakur Stevens and Frank Martin is probably going to be getting it on in November. Right? Getting it on in November. Now Devin come out and say, yeah, if the right fight, basically present itself, they'll stay at 135. It's a lot of great fights at 135. Devin Haney loves walking around with being able to say current title holder, undisputed champion. I don't blame him. I mean, but it's going to take some of these young fighters to understand, once a champion, always a champion. So even if you're the current champion or you're not, once a champion, always a champion. So, but Devin, he likes to go around and be able to break out his belts, because like, if you relinquish your belts or you lose your titles or whatever, you can't put on the dog and pony show with your belts no more. They could be at your house, on your mantle, in your brag room, whatever the case may be. But you can't sport them outside the house, and or to events and everything, because they're not current. You understand? And Devin, he loves being the current. He loves that you have to refer to him as undisputed. Right now, we got a handful. Currently, we have Canelo Alvarez. We got Bud Crawford. We got Oh, before Bud, Jamel Charlo. Well, I gotta take that back. Belay my last. We got Canelo Alvarez. We got Bud Crawford because remember, WBO just stripped Charlo about a couple of days, a week ago. He ain't currently the undisputed champion as of today. And Devin Haney comes out as of today and says some nut shit like, "Oh, if the fight right, we'll be willing to stick around at 135." That shouldn't have even been a topic. Like it has always been, if the fight is right. You wait till Shakur Stevens going somewhere else for the bag, and here you come. It do look suspect. You couldn't get Devin to say that shit to save his life a week ago, but now he's casually just dropped that little nugget out there. Hey, I'll stay around. Well, who you gonna fight? Tank don't gotta fight, but they won't Tank for Isaac Cruz. Shakur now is with Frank Martin. Who you gonna fight? Ryan? Are you gonna be Ryan's surprise fighter? Because you know Oscar got him slated for sometime in November. And I promise you, I feel like somebody was walking in my house. I promise you that if you pick a crappy fight, ain't nobody gonna really show up and show out. They're just not going to because nobody wants to see it. You was better off just going ahead and fight Regis. Because now you're going to stick around just to make it through the year so y'all can have y'all word. Because ain't nobody tell Bill Haney last year or the end of last year to say, hey, we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be the champion at 135 for the whole rest of the year. And that's why I said, people, if Devin Haney were to just go up and fight Regis, even though he going up to fight a champion, and I don't think he can beat Regis. If nothing, not for nothing, it was either 60-40 or 50-50. Because they both could box, but Regis got that equalizer. So I was like, at least you're going to face another champion, right? But now you don't want to fight Regis. And we heard what Regis said. The contract is signed. Everything is signed. What are you doing? And I told y'all that Devin Haney and the Haneys, they back with what's his name? Eddie Hearn. If y'all sign the date, like what fight is going down in October that I'm not aware of, or that y'all not aware of, that that they gotta go through a tizzy about when it comes to the scheduling. So okay, I'm looking at there's a lot of September fights. A lot of people we don't really know. October 7th, Wood versus Warrington. Zerto Ramirez versus Joe Smith on October 7th. Tim Tszyu versus Mendoza. October 15th. Buasi versus Aziz. October 21st. Catterall versus Linares. October 21st. Fury versus Nagano. October 28th. He bringing up the rear of October. And if that's the reason not to do the fight, then I got to side with Regis and what he was saying about the shit. Because Bill Haney and y'all foul. First of all, ain't nobody pressed for that Fury fight. Good luck to Nagano. Sorry, y'all. Boxing God 7 said the man sent Shakur an offer and he turned it down, saying he wants 50-50. But it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, Boxing God. See, what happens is, what they not telling you is that shit is baked in the books. I went over that one time when I pull up the rules and everything. Go pull up the rules of any sanctioning bodies and get to the part where they do and they talk about purse bids or splits and all that, and watch how they have a formula that's already put into action. That ain't nothing you have to come off the top of your dome with. You know what I'm saying? That's already set in stone. It's already set in stone. And Shakur Stevens, then he would be, that would be bad on his part. He would be making another bad decision. His first bad decision was losing them belts on the scale, because he didn't have to fight Conseco. He didn't have to fight him. He could have fought Oscar Valdez and just dropped him shits and moved up. That's simple. But right now, people's like, oh, Devin offered him 25 or whatever, and he ain't take it. But Devin made a point with him. He said, look, man, he said, 25% is more than you ever made. And let me tell you, I'll take 0.5% of $1 billion. Hell yeah, I would jump on it with the quickness. I'll take 0.5% or 1% of 500 million. I'm not saying that that's what they're gonna get paid, but a lot of people, this is something you do when you're young. When the kid asks you for something, and the kid be looking at their hands and be like, put one cookie in this hand and put another cookie in this hand. Or remember when you could fool, the young people in your family, be like, hey, do you want these $3 or you want this $10 bill? And the kid gonna pick the $3 every time, because 3 is more. Right? That's kind of what Shakur just did with turning down the 25%. And that's why Devin was like, you dummy or whatever. And hopefully somebody got at Shakur and they trying to explain to him the intricacies of percentages. But at the same time, it wasn't no real offer. Those are the things that was in the books. There was no contract. There was no offer. Nobody verbally even came up with none. There was no term sheets. So they gotta miss the public with that bull crap. This is Rob saying the Haney versus Regis fight is on the schedule, Miss T. Yeah, but Devin Haney and them just came out and said they wouldn't mind staying at 135 if the fight is right. That's what they said. I find it coincidental that Shakur Stevens finally got a fight locked in with Frank Martin. And now you want to say you're willing to say after we find that about that, now you're willing to say, oh, I'm willing to stay at 135. Come on, Shaw. They got to miss me with that. Boxing God 7 said that was an interview he did when Bud was fighting Ebenezer. Joe said it's true. What you mean? Talking about Shakur and Devin. He said that was an interview he did when Bud was fighting Ebenezer. I don't know what you mean, Boss Guy. He said Regis stupid. The original date is already booked for that date. Eddie Hearn didn't do his homework, so that had to get a venue. Which date though? They never said the date. Regis is pissed because he got plans. He got other stuff that he normally do annually. I don't know why he doesn't, but he do what he do. He take his whole family to Brazil the same time every year. So I don't know what was the significance of that, but Regis was like, "We signed the contract. How you pulling back and reneging now?" He got a good point. Boxing guy said one of Shakur people said they turned down the fight in order to make more next year. Well, if they didn't understand percentages, shame on them. Shame on them. Because I'd have been like, mm-mm. But yeah, Devin, again, that my point of today is that Devin and his father comes out and double down on staying 135 champ for the rest of the year, because that's what Bill said before January 1st. That's what he said, or in the beginning of the year, he said that we're gonna be undisputed, you know, and for the rest of the year. So any entertainment or engaging in something out of 135, I'm just looking at him sideways. Then the way he's talking, not just, it would be one thing if he just went up and just did something, but he's not doing that. He's not doing that. He's telling you, I can't make it. I can't come back. But your dad put his foot in his mouth, in your mouth. So now y'all go back and forth. Y'all put each other down. Sometimes y'all mix it up with a tank. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Bill and them, they want the leverage as any fighter would. But hey, you the one who said that, so you gotta deal with that. You said that. And then you got these hungry lions wanting to crack at that title before he throw it and scatter it to the wind. In other news, let me move on. Anywho, De La Hoya claims Ryan Garcia will be back in November. I think Frank Martin coming back in October, right? Derek James is busier than shit. If that's the case, Derek James is busy as hell. He just had the Frank Martin fight a week or so before Earls and them, or 2 weeks before Earls. Then 2 weeks later he gets the Errol Spence fight, and then this month he gets the Anthony Joshua fight. And I don't know what he got in store for next month, but then he gonna pick right back up in October with Frank Martin, who really did lose that fight. He ain't really man down, but he got to fight. Somebody got to fight him. And then you saying November, Ryan is coming back. Now, if I'm the judge Ryan, based on Ryan, the old Ryan, I'm saying, so what? Know what I'm actually saying? Like, who gives a care? Will Ryan be changed? We will have to see. It's interesting enough to take a good look, but we're going to have to see, because what has changed? Ryan has been training with Derek James. And let's see if this come forward, maul you over type boxing that Derek like to train people in. Let's see if it works for Ryan. It may not. I think the thing to watch, since this is now a criteria, it didn't used to before, but since the Mayweather era, we got to judge people by their pay-per-view numbers, how much guarantee they get paid, and this, that, and the other. We never used to before. I certainly hope, or sincerely hope, that we get back to those days where that's not important. Even I have been known to bring it up for whatever reason. So I'm going to ask you guys, Ryan or Tank? Which one I'm going to pull anything close to 1.2 mil? Ryan or Tank? That is their legacy. So-called breaking the record right there. 1.2 mil. Pay-per-view buys. Which one of them are going to do that again? Or even come close to it? Let me tell you, all that negative press, I see why people say sometimes bad news is good news or what have you. Terrence Crawford from doing his what kind of tour? What do you name this tour? I don't know. Like it's I'm gonna call it his cruise. He been cruising around the whole country, talking to this person and that person about his progress in the ring, about his latest victory, and he's been getting better. Practice make better, right? And one thing he has gained, and then I heard this, that he's gained over 500,000 followers in his social media accounts. 500,000. Mm-hmm. And that's good. So what that tell me is that campaign to assassinate Bud's character, besmirch him, and everything was actually a success. It was success all the way down to the 11th hour, and then it didn't become a success because they actually fought. But that was the goal plan, and it started out in Texas, but that was the goal plan. And now look at him now. Over 500 subscribers or followers now. That's crazy. Where they at? Tell them come over here. 500,000. God damn. Now that's a come up. That's a come up. You can't say he irrelevant now. Now my prediction for Ryan and Tank, I don't think that they will break 1 million. I just really don't think that they will. Maybe if they fought the second time, maybe because Ryan ain't get too beat up and Ryan took it away. But I don't think Ryan can do those numbers by himself. I don't think Tank could. So that might be just the two dance partners. And I just knew that this is where my delusion was. I just knew Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford together was gonna make over 1 million. I just knew it. You could not tell. It was because the boxing was everywhere. Dude, I have fell asleep in my chair looking at TV and shit and looking at YouTube and have the commercials be with him and what he doing this and all the thumbnails. And I went through a thumbnail and they showed me 3 rows of thumbnail, all of Bud Crawford. What do you do with that information? So my prediction is by themselves, they will not get that much. Tank with Isaac Cruz, I don't even think he would get 700. Tank, you gonna have to fight people. That's all walks of life. Big, fat, short of toe. Yeah. So now Ryan don't have an opponent yet, but that remains to be seen. So that's the latest news. But the biggest of all that was no rematch. That's on Earl. How Yellow Beezy said, that's on me, baby. That's on Earl. That ain't on nobody. Don't put that on Crawford. Don't come out here with them false narratives or anything like that. I don't know why he didn't sign it. If it's because he need a break, he need a break. It ain't nothing wrong with that. He ain't diminished because he need a break. He took a thorough ass whooping. But damn, Texas be on it, boy. I didn't even know that we was drinking Texas milk. Isn't that a Longhorn for cow or something? Man, missing. Errol Spence Jr., 5'9" with 72-inch reach, 147 pounds to 180 pounds, and everything in between that. 28 wins, 1 loss, 1 TKO, and it was a one-sided ass whooping. If you seen them, I forgot. You know what? That's what they don't have. They don't have the 1-800 number. If you see them, contact such. Contact the Texas Longhorn Cow Ranch. They'll have the 1-800 number for Errol Spence. But again, Earl, you want to be able to talk and play with your kids. Your son is little right now, and you're in your 30s. I'll say by the time you mid-40s, when all that bad living gonna really catch up with you, you gonna want to be playing with your son, throwing the ball to him and doing extra little things. So take care of yourself, take care of your body. As I said, Bomac is under no uh he's not under any impression that Terrence has a fight because he hasn't gotten the call to start up the camp and let's go. So Bomac don't know anything about it. Bud hasn't said anything about it. PBC hasn't said anything. Spence, Derek James, Spence dad, or Floyd, none of them have said anything about it. But you got some YouTube content creators who would tell you that shit went down. But the people who should tell you, none of them said that. Devin Haney is going to try his luck to stay at 135. But again, my whole point was he announced that after it is known that Shakur Stevens is locked in to his next opponent, which we all know is Frank Martin. And that something happened. But I found it highly coincidental for you to let us know that, Devin. And if so, if you signed a contract with Regis, go fight him. And Ryan Garcia is due to fight again in November. Now he might have got different trainers, but he's still with Oscar. I don't know what kind of that they have. Everybody like contract that they have together. One thing about Ryan and Tank when they fight, everybody is gonna look. Can you run that shit back? Meaning, whoever y'all fight, can you get us some big numbers? We understand that it was you and Tank together that got us the numbers that we got. But can you do anything remotely close to it? Can you get 500,000? That's 650 or 700,000. They said Bud and Errol did. I don't think so. That shit was more publicized to me. It was everywhere. And Bud be coming through my streams like a motherfucker on my social media. And I like it. Whoever his publicist is, you doing a great job. You doing a good job. Bud, you doing a good job. But I suspect, and mark my words, that when Spence is ready, Bud would oblige him. If he don't have nothing else pressing. because that's the type of man he is. Remember, go out and get your Bud collection. Y'all look at the screen right now. My era. This is that first knockdown. When Spence's legs was in the air just a little bit. He was like on 6 inches. 6 inches down, up, down. He couldn't believe he got knocked down. And that was a 1-2 punch. Hit around the ear area, but that's a legal blow. I have them in different colors. Black, red, white, all that. Then we have This Is My Era. Same picture. I got it in this tan, black, blue, everything. White. So you guys go out there to AskMeT51.com and go shop till you drop. I'm telling you, you're gonna find some nice stuff in there. I'm telling you, like my dog seatbelts, I love them shits. You ain't gotta worry about your dog jumping all around the car, getting their dog hair everywhere. You just fasten them in. It's real simple. It's just a strap. They can still sit up. They can lay down. They can whatever. You just adjust the strap. But you fasten them in. That way they ain't all over your car. I got the dog mesh. That thing is sturdy as hell. The back scrubber. The printer. You know, the food process. The food holder. And the food processor. For those of you guys, I'm surprised. One item, couple of people bought, but I'm surprised a lot of people ain't buy. I have a shaver over there for you guys. I bought the men in my family this thing. They love it. You can take it anywhere. You can keep it in the car. Damn sure can take it with traveling, and it cuts really close. So you don't have to go through foaming up, shaving, and all that good stuff. You can just cut it down, and it's so little, and can get the corners and everything. My nephew Beard be looking thebomb.com when he be shaping up his shit. And you can do that every day. To keep your clean cut or whatever. But I'm gonna play this commercial one more again. I'd like to thank y'all for coming in and listening to me. I did drop the link. And as I'm playing this, if you want to come in, click the link. I'll see you. And then we'll stay a little longer. But if not, that's all I got for today. Check out the commercial. Look at your screen. Hey, good for Christmas. Good for all that stuff that's coming up. A lot of people birthdays, and we coming into Virgo season. Virgo season in the house. What's popping, Virgos? After that, the Libra season, then the Scorpios, and then we're gonna round the end of the year off with the Sagittarians. Look, a lot of good holidays coming up. Cop y'all t-shirts for your teenagers, for yourselves, for your spouse, for your significant others, sisters, uncles, whatever. Go in there, check out the gadgets, Shop till you drop. Ask me T51.com. Ask me T51.com. Get your I Get Active shirts. Go get that Bud collection. And all y'all old Spence fans, you can still get the Bud collection. I had to take down the Spence t-shirts because they said undisputed and his pullover hoodie. He ain't undisputed, so I had to take it down. No harm, no foul. It's all to the good. You can celebrate by wearing one of Bud t-shirts or whatever. Anyway, in my Pamela James voice, that's the end of my show. Peace.